Hey, what's up, amigos? Welcome to a very unplanned video because this is a plan B video that was just on the spot or spontaneous because I had a video already planned to do and hopefully have out by this coming, well, tomorrow, which would have been Saturday. Right now it's Friday, but something stopped me. But anyways, we made it back from Tampa. We had a pretty good trip. Found out a lot of things about this motorcycle over here that, you know, a lot of stuff that needed to be tended to. Let me show you what happened. This thing right here, this old motor mount, was starting to take a dump. I don't know if you can see, but whenever there's weight on it, yeah, you can see a little line on the bottom of the mount, but it was starting to tear right there. What led me to believe I had a bad motor mount was that when we got to St. Pete and got off the 275 and was sitting on an exit, I was going like, oh wow, there's some more vibration to this thing than what is meant to have. And I really didn't want to have to experience something dramatic like the infamous death wobble because of the motor and stuff, you know, the mounts are bad or something like that. But anyway, I went ahead and changed that. I happened to have one on the wall over there where I keep a lot of parts. I didn't film it because it's a job I've never done before, and it was a pretty dirty job because, you know, all the oil and grime that was down there from oil changes from the oil filter, and I didn't want to operate a camera with greasy, grimy hands, you know, and try to, well, you guys get the idea. But anyway, there's plenty of other videos out there how to change one of these out, you know, so go check them out. But what I was going to do, as you can see, I've got everything taken off of here. The inner primary is off. And the reason for taking it apart was this thing right here. As you can see where the split is, there's a bolt that goes through there, and, you know, and it pinches this thing shut and it fits onto that shaft right there. And basically what that is the shaft that, you know, switches all your gears. I don't know, I guess it's some kind of weak alloy or whatever, but it got to where these two halves were already pinched all the way together and there was no more adjustment left on this. So this thing was pretty loose on the shaft, and just something that you want to tend to, because eventually, because I had this happen to me on my old Super Glide, it got so loose that it messed up the splines on this shaft right here. And that is a very big job to tend to, because you got to go this far to get all of that off, and then there's more to be done here. Basically, you have to gut out your entire transmission just to get to a $10 piece to replace it. And what I have done is that, well, I kind of foresaw this problem happening anyway in the future, and it happened. It got to where when I was in Tampa, I had no more adjustment left, so I bought this thing. It's from Drag Specialties. It's a lot heavier piece of metal, probably a lot better quality too, because, you know, when you're talking about the motor company, any motor company, they usually sub their job out to the lowest bidder when it comes to manufacturing parts. So in other words, cheap stuff, but this feels like some better quality. In fact, when I put this thing on here, on the shaft, I mean, it's a little loose there, but the bolt is not even in there yet. Which when I had the old lever on there, well, with the pinch bolt tightened as far as it would go, it was looser than that, and that's not even tightened down. So sorry I didn't film all of this stuff right here, you know, taking that stuff apart, because I don't know, I guess I was a little enthusiastic and just having too much fun. Had my jams going, had my radio going, had music playing. It was like Soul Train up in this place. But I can't record that stuff because, you know, YouTube will flag me for a copyright infringement. I would put this back together today, but I figured while I'm in there, I might as well go ahead and replace the stator. The reason why for replacing the stator is because, well, I really don't want to go back into this primary again if I don't have to. The reason why I think I will have to is because all stators go out. So this bike has like 32, almost 33,000 miles on it. Okay. So these things are famous for breaking or going out. So why not just put a brand new one in there? But check this out. I found out that this bike right here, it's a little bit of a bastard year. I mean, not completely bastardized, but there's only one kind of stator that'll fit in there, and it's a 97 to 98, and of course, they're obsolete, so you're going to have to go aftermarket. No Harley shop within 3 states carries that part, so I'm going to have to go down to Kenny's, down at Scooters, and get him to order the part for me. He was a little confused, I was a little confused or unsure about which stator to get, so I took the connector off of the wires, took a picture of these connectors right here, because the way Kenny put it to me, the amperage that comes out of that stator that's relative to this motorcycle, or relevant to this motorcycle, the connectors will indicate what stator I'm going to have. So anyway, I got my pictures taken with my cell phone. I'm going to go on down to Scooters and talk to Kenny and see what he can do for me, all right? So let's go check that out. Okay, that was a nice little cool ride here. It's actually in the 50s right now, so fall and winter is coming in kind of quick here where I live. I know you guys in the Midwest probably are frozen by now. I know winter comes pretty fast for you guys, but what I love about this time of year is that these Evos love cold weather. That is, once they get warmed up. They tend to run better in cold weather. So anyway, look who we found. It's Mark, the man.
Come here, let me show you something.
Uh-oh, I must be in trouble. Oh, wow, is this your new car? Check it out. Abide. Abide in me and I'll abide in you. Yeah, it comes straight from scripture. So what you got here?
New project.
New project. What are you gonna do to it?
Well, I had the windows tinted, and now I'm gonna lower it about 2 inches and then put some true wire wheels and Vogue white walls on it. Southern California lowrider all the way.
Southern California lowrider all the way. Okay, I can dig that. Let's get inside here and see if we can talk business. All right.
Let me get this little.
All right, I'm an honorary employee.
We ain't done yet.
Oh, we're not done yet, huh? What are we gonna do now?
What do you got? Oh, for a thief?
Oh, what? It looks a little bit better than that last shovel that was on the channel, which was 3,500. This one here's a real motorcycle too, marking its territory, like every real motorcycle should. Just like I said on the last video.
Okay, so there's your regulator.
All right.
That's a G. But that being said, it's 38 amp.
38?
Yeah.
Okay, well, 38 it is.
97, 98.
Yeah, it's one of them bastardized years.
So you're gonna have plugs like that picture right there.
My plugs also have that little boot at the bottom of the connectors. That's what fills in the connection part.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Well,
that one there don't have it.
The issue you're gonna have is whoever this manufacturer was,
Oh, I assume it's Harley Davidson.
then the only way you're gonna match that is get a Harley Davidson.
Yeah, but Harley says they're obsolete. They don't make them no more.
Right. Now, the other option is get a stator and a regulator that
That
plugs match. Because if that's Harley Davidson that made that plug like that, we're going to have Harley Davidson match it to the regulator.
So there's not an aftermarket for that?
There
No,
is,
that'll
but I
match that?
can't guarantee that the rubber boot is on there. They may have a boot like this rather than two individual ones, is what I'm saying. Cosmetics of it may be different.
Well, this right here has to do with function, you know? Those little boots fill up inside of that right there. That's what that's for. Oh, might I add, you know, I could just so easily buy this off the internet, but this is an example of support your local motorcycle shops, okay?
Now,
So this is what you do.
Separate it is the stator has two wires coming out.
Okay, through much looking through the catalogs and not finding the right part numbers that we need, Kenny was able to get a hold of the manufacturer, and they said, yeah, we got exactly what you need. And they said,
They're gonna stick it in the mail today.
well, that's good news. So they'll probably be here next week. So I don't know what I'm gonna do next today. So putting the thing together might be another video. So who knows what the heck's gonna happen today. So hope you guys can sit through this long enough to tolerate my annoying yammy, hammer, right?
Yeah.
Anyway.
I think the ups man's here with parts.
Come on, homie.
Okay, now we're back at the garage again. And like I said, if you can help it and you need a part and there's a local bike shop around you that needs some support your local bike shop, will you? That's probably the last bit of Americana we got left is private businesses. But here I am back here at the shop. Don't know what else to tell you guys other than, oh, and I did leave this other thing out. While I was in Tampa, I developed a little bit of an oil leak. Like I said, my bike is leaking a little oil. Up here, I don't know if you can see, but you know, my rocker box is leaking here, and got a little oily back here and down here, which is why I was just messing around and having fun by saying, just like, you know, Tom's motorcycle, mine's leaking oil, and like a real motorcycle should. I'm just having fun with that statement. Not all bikes leak. Most of them, at least the cool ones, do. But yeah, that's about it. Got to wait for the stator to come in just to get this thing back together. I guess I could put the inner primary back on, but I'm not going to do that right now because I want to do some cleaning on that motor before I start, you know, putting stuff back together, because it is a little filthy right here, you know, just from the base gaskets leaking and, you know, getting some dirt and oil mixed in with it from the road. I don't want to accidentally get dirt sandwiched between the cases and the engine cases and stuff, because, you know, it's going to leak if I do something like that. But there's something I haven't talked about in a while. What my plan is to do, once I get the bagger off the lift, I'm going to get this thing back on the lift and try to, you know, move forward with this project. It's something that looks like it's seen better days, you know, but it's been sitting in my neighbor's barn ever since the hurricane happened. When my last garage came crashing down, also some of that is still dirt from the wreckage and stuff. But I remember the last time I left you guys with this, which has been well over a year ago, I was going to run this magneto. I know I posted something about it in the community. That same day or same night when I posted about it is when the oak tree fell on the garage. So why am I going to go with a magneto? Well, after much thinking about it, I don't know if I will go with a magneto. I don't know. But I was at my wit's end trying to figure out, you know, because it's a chopper and nothing is ever freaking orthodox about a chopper. You know, I was so naive to believe that because this frame was meant for an Ironhead and all the motor parts and all the other parts bolt to the engine some kind of way, that I can just put it in this frame. And I talked about it in a previous video, you know, on the Ironhead series, how the frame, the geometry of the frame is not going to allow for me to fit everything on there the way I wanted it to go. You know, I've got the relay and some other things that's got to go on this motorcycle, and I don't know where the heck I'm going to put it. I've got an oil tank that's going to go up in here, but as far as where my, you know, where my relay is going to go, well, the place that it would bolt to is part of the original battery box pan that I can't use because of the geometry of this frame. Now there's a oil tank in the way. I don't know, you know. And also, this is quite a tight spot. I was going to put the battery there, but then there's this chain, and then there's this stuff here, and then, you know, I don't know. I don't know what to do there. I'm not very creative. I just tend to try to make things work some kind of way. But that's really a tight spot for a regular battery to go. So I had the idea, which is why I put the magneto on there, because if you have a magneto, then you don't need a battery. Because just like a lawnmower, you pull the string, the magneto creates a spark, and the thing starts running. Well, that's the idea I was going to go with this. Just so I can get the thing running, so I can get it going down the road. But I don't know. I don't want to lose hope, because it sure would be nice to have an electric start on this thing, you know. And also, as far as the Kickstarter, I thought I solved my Kickstarter problem, but apparently, I mean, it did need a new ratchet plate on the back of the clutch hub, and I got a new ratchet plate on the back of the clutch hub. But for some reason, I go and put my foot on this pedal, and I, you know, get it to a certain point, and when it gets down to here, it lets go. So just right there, it just keeps letting go. So I got to pull the primary apart again and get the clutch basket off and just try and figure out, why is that thing letting go like that? Maybe it needs a new, I don't know, ratchet gear. I don't know. But something's telling me that when it gets to that same position and it lets go, it may not be what I thought it was initially. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But it is what it is. And what else do I have to do? Oh, got to figure out a way how to hook up my exhaust. Like I said, choppers. Nothing orthodox. Everything's unorthodox. So I'm trying to make the unorthodox work as if it was meant to work. Anyway, you guys get it. And the carburetor that I'm going to use, well, I thought I was going to use this CV carburetor right here. Not really, because I think it's the best carb, but it is probably the best it is the best carburetor Harley Davidson ever used on their bikes. As you can see, I've collected quite the parts over the years. But after thinking about it, my first Harley Davidson that I ever had was a 79 Ironhead, and it happened to be the same, you know, CCs as that one right there, which is a 1000. And, well, it happened to have one of these on there, the S&S Super E. So I went ahead and I got a Ironhead, you know, O-ring style manifold. So I may just end up using that, but that's where I'm at with that. Oh, and of course, wiring, lights, the whole 9 yards. I mean, I am definitely way behind as far as schedule. Of course, I didn't have a schedule, but I really believe if it weren't for what happened with the hurricane, this thing here would have been running a long time ago. But then again, when you have 3 other Harley Davidsons that are old, maybe I'm overthinking it too much. Oh, in case if anybody's wondering, I've got this big giant 7.5 inch or whatever it is headlight on here. I might use that, I don't know, but it does look kind of silly, doesn't it? Who knows? It's choppers. You can do what you want to them. So I guess I'll hold it here, and I hope you guys enjoyed this little update. Again, the trip to Tampa was great. It was good seeing some faces again that I saw last time. Great meeting new faces as well. You never know what the future holds, but hopefully the next one's coming up in March, and I would like to make that one too. Who knows? Maybe I'll make that my every 6-month road trip. I don't know. We'll see what happens. You never know what the future holds. But as always, like I always say, until then, you guys keep the rubber side down, and you be good to yourselves. Thanks a lot.